The Mongolian steppe stretched before me, a vast green ocean beneath an endless sky. The horizon seemed to go on forever, blurring the line between earth and sky, making me feel both small and infinite at the same time. There was a sense of possibility in the air, as if every direction held a new story waiting to unfold. No fences, no roads, just wild tracks, and the whisper of wind in the grass. The land was untamed, shaped only by the elements and the passage of time. Here, nature was in command, and I was simply a guest, humbled by the raw beauty that surrounded me. I breathed in the scent of adventure, knowing this was more than a journey across land, it was a step into a timeless world. The air was crisp and clean, carrying the promise of discovery. Every breath filled me with anticipation, as if the steppe itself was inviting me to become part of its ancient story. Silence reigned, broken only by my horse's soft snort and a distant eagle's cry. The quiet was profound, a rare kind of peace that settled deep in my bones. Even the wind seemed to pause, as if listening to the heartbeat of the land. The scale was humbling, hills that seemed close took hours to reach. Distances here played tricks on the mind, and every journey became a lesson in patience and perseverance. The vastness made me realize how much there was to learn from the land and from myself. Here, the sun was my only clock, and my horse's needs set the day's rhythm. Time slowed down, measured not by minutes but by the movement of shadows and the changing colors of the sky. Each sunrise brought a new beginning, and each sunset a quiet reflection. I felt a liberating freedom, the horizon my only destination. There were no boundaries, no limits, just the promise of what lay beyond the next rise. The world felt open, and so did my heart. Swinging into the saddle, the leather creaked, a comforting sound. It was a familiar ritual, grounding me in the present and connecting me to generations of riders who had crossed these plains before me. My horse, a sturdy Mongolian gelding, shifted beneath me, ready for the journey. His strength and calm were reassuring, a reminder that I was never truly alone out here. We were a team, bound by trust and a shared sense of purpose. Descended from the horses of Genghis Khan, he was my partner and guide. His lineage carried the spirit of ancient warriors, and I felt honored to ride such a noble companion across these storied lands. Together, we stepped into a story centuries in the making. Each stride echoed with the footsteps of those who had come before, their legends woven into the very grass beneath our feet. Each hoofbeat carried me further from the modern world and deeper into the spirit of the steppe. The city faded behind me, replaced by the wild open promise of adventure and self-discovery. I looked back once, then faced the endless green. The journey had begun. There was no turning back, only the thrill of what lay ahead. Into the unknown with only a horse, a mental map, and a sense of wonder. My supplies were simple, but my spirit was full, eager to embrace whatever the steppe would reveal. The adventure I dreamed of was finally real. Every moment felt vivid, every sight and sound a reminder that I was living my dream. Every step wrote a new chapter. The land remembered, and so would I. The endless sky called, and I answered, ready to lose myself and find myself all at once beneath its boundless blue. Life on the trail quickly settled into a powerful rhythm, one that was both ancient and new to me. Each day unfolded with a sense of purpose, shaped by the needs of the land and the steady companionship of my horse. The sun woke me, painting my tent gold and filling the air with promise. The first light of dawn was a gentle reminder that every day out here was a gift, a chance to begin again. My first task, check on my horse, his well-being was my own. I'd run my hands along his neck, feeling the warmth of his breath, grateful for his strength and patience. We were a team, our survival intertwined. Trust grew with every mile, every shared challenge, and every quiet moment together. Breakfast was simple, dried bread, hot tea, and a moment to plan the day's route. The taste of tea, sipped in the cool morning air, felt like a small luxury. Landmarks, mountain peaks, rivers, the curve of a hill, became my guide. The landscape was both map and companion, its features etched into my memory. Navigation was a conversation with the land. I learned to read the wind, the shadows, and the subtle signs that pointed the way forward. Days passed in the saddle, the horse's steady pace setting my own. The rhythm of hoofbeats became the soundtrack of my journey, a constant reminder to be present. The world became sky, wind, and the distant movement of gazelle. Sometimes I'd pause just to watch them, feeling a kinship with their wild freedom. Time stretched, measured in sunrises and sunsets. Out here, the clock was irrelevant, only the changing light mattered. Evenings brought the search for water and grass. A good campsite felt like a victory, Each successful day ended with gratitude for the basics: water, shelter, and rest. Camp was routine, tent pitched, horse unsaddled, fire lit. These small rituals grounded me, marking the transition from day to night. As darkness fell, peace settled over the steppe. The world grew quiet, and the vastness of the land felt both humbling and comforting. The stars emerged, silent witnesses to our journey. Under their watchful gaze, I felt connected to something timeless and immense. The day's work was done, muscles ached, but my spirit felt light, unburdened by the noise of modern life. We were safe, the vast steppe our home for the night. The sense of security came not from walls, but from the bond with my horse and the openness of the land. Life was stripped to its essentials. Every possession had a purpose, every action a meaning. In that simplicity I found contentment, a quiet joy that lingered long after the fire's last embers faded into the night. My horse Shonhor, Falcon in Mongolian, was the heart of my journey. Small but strong, with a wild mane and calm eyes, he knew this land in his bones. Our bond deepened daily, built on trust and understanding. I learned his moods from a flick of his ears. He learned to trust my voice. The Mongolian saddle, high and sturdy, kept us both comfortable for long hours. Every piece of gear had its purpose. Nothing wasted, nothing extra. Riding Shonhor was like flying, especially at the tolt, his smooth four-beat gait. We moved as one, gliding over the grasslands. In those moments I felt truly connected to Mongolia's spirit. We were partners, sharing every hardship and joy. The steppe was our world. Together, we belonged to it. Cresting a gentle rise, I paused to take in the breathtaking expanse of the Mongolian steppe. Scattered across the endless green plain, clusters of white gurs, traditional nomad homes, stood resilient against the wind, their rounded shapes blending into the landscape. The sight was both timeless and humbling, a living testament to centuries of nomadic tradition. Wisps of smoke curled lazily from the chimneys, drifting skyward in the crisp morning air. A silent invitation, signaling warmth and welcome to any traveler passing by. As I approached, children burst from the gers, their laughter ringing out across the open steppe. Their energy was infectious, and their curiosity about a visitor was clear in their bright eyes. An elderly man, his face weathered by years of sun and wind, waved me over with a broad, genuine smile. In that gesture, I felt the legendary hospitality of Mongolia come alive. Stepping inside the gyr, I was enveloped by a comforting warmth radiating from the central stove. The walls were lined with vibrant felt, their patterns telling stories of family and heritage, creating a space that was both practical and beautiful. My host poured me a steaming bowl of su te tsai, salty milk tea, offering it with both hands. This simple act was a gesture of genuine kindness, a ritual of welcome that transcended words. Though we spoke different languages, smiles and gestures bridged the gap. Laughter and shared glances became our common tongue, dissolving any sense of distance between us. We gathered around low tables, sharing hearty food and stories. Each bite, each laugh, was an exchange of curiosity and respect for each other's worlds. I watched as the family moved through their daily routines. Grandmother spinning wool with practiced hands, father carefully mending horse tack. Every task was a thread in the fabric of their life. Their way of life, passed down through generations, has remained largely unchanged for centuries. Witnessing these traditions firsthand was a rare privilege, a glimpse into a world where past and present coexist. As night fell, we gathered around the fire, sharing a simple meal beneath the soft glow of lamplight. The warmth of the stove and the closeness of the family made the gyr feel like a true sanctuary. The sense of family and community was profound, woven into every moment and gesture. Here, bonds were strong and everyone had a place. In their embrace, I felt truly welcomed, not just as a guest but as a part of their world, if only for a fleeting moment. Mongolian food reflects the land, simple, hearty, and sustaining. Meat and dairy are staples: mutton, goat, and yak prepared with respect for every part. Booze, steamed mutton dumplings, were a communal delight, bursting with flavor. Kushor, deep-fried meat pockets, made perfect trail food. Dairy came in many forms: arul, dried curd, salty milk tea, and arag, fermented mare's milk, fizzy and central to celebrations. Sharing a bowl of arag was a sign of friendship. Meals were communal, eaten from shared pots with rituals of respect. Food was more than fuel. It was connection. Around the fire I tasted not just new flavors but a culture of generosity. Each meal nourished both body and soul. The steppes' weather could turn in an instant. One afternoon, dark clouds raced in, wind howling, temperature dropping. Schoenhor grew tense. He sensed the coming storm. Rain lashed down, then hail hammered us, stinging and relentless. I hunched beside my horse, exposed and vulnerable. Lightning split the sky, thunder shaking the ground. Fear gripped me. We were at nature's mercy. We huddled together, two small beings in a vast, wild world. Then, as quickly as it came, the storm passed. Sunlight broke through, wet grass sparkling, a double rainbow arching overhead. I was soaked and shivering, but filled with awe and relief. The storm was a humbling reminder of nature's power. I'd faced it and survived. My respect for the land deepened. The steppe had tested me and made me stronger. With no roads, navigation became a daily dialogue with the land. The sun was my guide by day, its path marking east and west. Landmarks, mountains, rivers, sacred ovus became my map. I learned to read the land's subtle clues, like the way grass bent or streams flowed. My compass was a backup, but I wanted to learn the old ways. Nomads navigate by instinct, a knowledge passed down through generations. At night, the sky exploded with stars. The Milky Way stretched overhead, the North Star a constant anchor. Lying in my tent, I felt connected to travelers across centuries. Navigating by sun and stars was more than practical, it was spiritual. Each successful journey built my confidence. The land and sky became my teachers. The greatest gift of the steppe was absolute freedom. No schedules, no deadlines, just the honest demands of survival. Life was stripped to essentials: water, grass, fire, and beauty. Time slowed, measured in sunrises, sunsets, and distance covered. I could linger by a river or accept a family's invitation without hurry. This slow pace deepened my connection to land and people. Freedom brought responsibility. I was completely self-reliant. Every decision was mine, every mistake a lesson. I discovered strength and confidence I never knew I had. Riding across the endless landscape, wind in my face, was pure joy. I felt alive, present, and connected. The steppe taught me that true adventure is found in letting go. In the great wide open, I found myself. Leaving the steppe was harder than I imagined. The world of roads and schedules felt confining after such freedom. Saying goodbye to Schoenhor was like leaving a part of myself behind. The journey ended, but its impact endures. The steppe changed me. Its lessons of resilience, connection, and simplicity remain vivid. I carry memories of the land, the people, and the kindness I received. Mongolia's ancient culture holds lessons for us all: respect for land, community, and hospitality. Adventure doesn't require crossing continents, just stepping beyond your comfort zone. The world is full of wonders, waiting to be discovered. The journey never truly ends. Go out and find your own.